Welcome back, beautiful people of the podcasting universe. My name is Frankie Rodriguez, Christopher Langsdorff, Anthony Olan on deck. We're 3 for 3 for today in the Three Amigos podcast. Welcome, gentlemen. How you doing?
Yeah, bro. Throw some air horns up in this when we get all three of us on the podcast. We're sorry about that. That was bad. All right, we're gonna
All right,
start.
we'll edit that out. No, I'm just gonna keep it in. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're 3 for 3. We're batting 1,000, and today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We did drop an episode that was fairly late to the party, but we're gonna try to be early this time, or at least on time. We're literally we recorded that like a month ago. I think
it was so long ago.
So long ago, but that's okay.
Pushing it, yeah, and then go figure. I decide to release it, and then the next day, Pokemon's like, "We're holding an event, new trailer." I'm like,
that's incredible. Yeah. Hopefully, we get the listens that we need. But anyways, today we're talking about Scarlet and Violet because they released gameplay footage, actual gameplay. Well, to be fair, in the first trailer was gameplay footage, but this is like it gave out more gameplay footage and more information about the game.
Yes.
Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. A swordfish almost went through my eye. Holy fucking shit. You know that line of "you're awesome."
Yeah, man. Get smart.
Hell yeah. Look, first impressions. I'm almost 30 years old. We're almost 30 years old. Aunt, you're 30 years old. Sorry. And I can't contain my excitement. I don't know.
Bro, I feel like a fucking little kid, dude.
For 30, I look good for 30, bro.
Yeah, you look great, man. You look like you're 20. But I guess to just kind of jump into it. I mean, last time we spoke, and I directed a lot of things towards you because you sounded pokey out. Watching the trailer, what do you think? Are you still pokey out, or are you getting a little bit more excited? Is that fire coming back? What do you think?
It's coming back.
Yeah,
it is. I noticed that, at least the way I noticed it, character models look so much better in this game.
Really?
Like it seems like they are doing a bit more with the way the faces look, and the characters just look better this time around.
Yeah.
They're following a lot of it seems like what Pokemon Snap did, even right down to the character models. They look almost the same.
And I noticed a couple of things that I don't know if I'm going to do it now or save it for later in the video with the two legendaries, but I have some predictions or I guess you could say predictions or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
And I'm excited. I want to see what else we can find that gets revealed over time, but I don't want too much revealed. I did my video saying that I don't want the starter forms to be revealed. If so,
you said that in the last podcast too.
Yeah, I don't want to know the second and final form. I want that surprise.
Okay.
Two professors. That's exciting. We haven't had a female professor since Black and White.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
So it's cool to see that, and it's cool to see the two different styles that these professors are.
It's very unique.
Yeah.
It's very unique. Well, we're glad to have you back. Yeah, you do sound more excited. You definitely don't sound poked out. You definitely sounded like just tired and like I don't know. You just feel like, do we really have to talk about Pokemon? Like, I think this was a mistake of a podcast. Now you sounded, you definitely sound more excited. So this is good because we're gonna need you. We're gonna need you. Go ahead,
especially because of what they announced today.
Go ahead, man.
Co-op story campaign co-op, and get this, I don't know if you notice in the trailer where the dude trades Pokemon with somebody in his game, and the Pokeball like flies across the oh my god.
If we get that animation, and I'll be I just hope it's there. I hope it wasn't a fucking tease.
Real quick, because Pokemon has a habit of including a lot of little things in these trailers, and these are two very popular Pokemon, so I want to apologize in advance if this ends up being true. Salamence, Tyranitar, they look like Virgin exclusive.
Yes, I saw that too.
The way that trade went down, I was like, those are two Pokemon where it's weird to trade them unless you put it. And they did that with
Sword and Shield.
Tyranitar, with Sword and Shield. So
Salamence was a DLC.
Awesome,
was DLC, but it was with Sword.
Do you remember that sound dragon from Sun and Moon? It was like Komo-O or something like that.
Oh yeah, they did it with Komo-O too.
Yeah, he was an exclusive, right?
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, he might have been. You're right.
And that's crap because that was like a new one.
Yeah, that was Sword exclusive, and I think Gumi the slimy looking dragon.
Goodra,
Yeah, that was a Shield exclusive.
And I also want to say, well, I know in Sun and Moon it was like when it was released, but I don't remember if he was in both Sun and Moon or if he was only in one of those 2 games. But the one thing I'm kind of worried about is not having a huge number of new Pokemon.
Yes,
we might see like 10 to 20 new Pokemons maybe, but I want to see a good amount of new Pokemon. You know, what's that boar Pokemon that we saw?
Lechonk, man, Lechonk. How dare you?
I'm pretty sure
Pokemon ever created. Are you serious?
Pretty sure he will have up to 3 forms, maybe 2, but
we're about to do a whole episode just about Lechonk. Like I could just talk for 30 minutes.
Lechonk.
Yeah, so I want to see what version exclusives are in there. I want to see if new Pokemons are going to be announced and released. And yeah, I'm just excited about what we got and other things that I'll talk about later on in the episode. But I'm gonna let you guys take over from now and get your thoughts on that.
Thanks, man. Look, I'm happy to hear you're excited about it, especially because co-op. We fucking need you. We're gonna go in there. We're 30-year-old men gonna be beating up all on these fucking kids. Fuck them kids. I'm not censoring myself. Let's go. Chris, what do you think? First impressions.
Go. I'm hyped, man. I'm fucking hyped. I kind of felt like with Anthony, Pokemon has a way of I think eventually they get everyone to come back. Even the people who whine and complain about every fucking game and then they buy it anyway. This was the first thing I wanted to say was that the footage in this trailer, considering the game is still 6 months out, 5-ish months out, the footage looked great. Like I remember the first couple times they showed Arceus and the BDSP remakes, and they look kind of rough. Like the couple times we saw them, and then they went back in the lab and like fixed it up. Considering they still got 5 months to like clean this up, this footage looked amazing. I thought, yeah. I mean, I think because it's a new generation, I think we will get like a solid 60 to 80 new Pokemon, something in that range. They tend to go pretty big for new gens. They don't go as big for like, Legends Arceus sort of thing where we got like, I mean, not really a spoiler, but there's like less than 10-ish new Pokemon. And they've gone like a lot of regional forms, which I hope they still do. Because I love the regional forms. They've like added a lot of extra flavor to the games. The thing I'm most excited about, because this feels like such a massive step forward for Pokemon, they've been taking a lot of step forwards lately. The co-op, dude, we had so much fun in Sword and Shield doing the raids. Like I think the last time I checked Sword and Shield, I had like 390 hours.
That's ridiculous.
Of playtime, and I didn't even finish the DLC. Like we played the shit out of those raids. The fact that you can play the game in co-op in a Pokemon game, I don't want to hear about Breath of the Wild. I don't want to hear about Mario Odyssey. Pokemon is the first one to do co-op. Come on, not the fucking hat, not the little hat that you play in Mario Odyssey. That doesn't count. I don't want to hear about that. Real co-op. Yeah, I think it has a lot of potential. It looks really cool. Pokemon's been going in that direction more recently with like Sword and Shield and the raids of like, instead of just battling and trading, like actually bringing players into each other's games. And one of the things we used to talk about all the time was how like, damn, we're all like in the wild area right now. Why can't we see each other? Like, that'd be so cool. Like we could all run around together. And now we're not only getting that in the wild area, we're getting it in the whole game. That is awesome. Like if you took me back, I say this every time a new Pokemon game comes out. If you went back in time and told the Chris that was playing blue version on a Game Boy, like if you showed me the footage and told me like this is going to be where Pokemon goes, I would never believe you. Like this is such a massive step forward. It's really exciting. I mean, I think there's a lot to be excited about. They didn't show off a new gimmick yet, like Dynamax, Mega Evolution, Z moves. They didn't show off what that might be. We know we're getting one because they do one every generation. In Black and White, they had like rotation battles and stuff like that.
I have one comment for that type of idea and 2 points about the co-op.
Oh, what we gotta get to Frankie first, though. Man, we gotta.
Man, who cares? No,
Yeah, fuck Frank, you know, kick him out of the Zoom call.
You can't, because I'm the one in control, bitch. I'm kicking you out.
Yeah, man. What did you think? I mean, obviously, we could all probably do like fucking 2 hours of an episode on this. But yeah, what are you thinking?
Yeah, man. Like we could just put Control C and just copy and paste everything. It's gonna be repetitive, but like it's just us fans, man. Like we are fans. Look, I always have to remind the viewers, like I went AWOL, disappeared after Ruby and Fire Red, didn't play it. I was kept up, you know, was just kind of watching from afar. I'm still a fan. I'm a huge fan. To this day, I'm watching the series again.
Yeah,
so
bro,
like Pokemon is
cards now and shit. Like
yeah, exactly. We're back to buying cards, but for monetary purposes, you know. don't tell the real
some
Pokemon
of it
fans.
Is personal fandom.
That too. But overall, like, dude, this is everything we ever wanted as kids. Like me, it just brings back memories of me and my cousins. Shout out to you, Brandon. And hopefully you may get a Switch now so we could play too.
Yo, bro, we need a fourth, man. Let them know.
Dude, we have so many fourths right now. Like I got Andrew. I won't. No, Karina doesn't count.
All right. Well, y'all, we're gonna have to take tickets because
we're gonna hold tryouts. We're gonna hold tryouts.
First 3 spots are kind of taken.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Anyways, but like me and Brandon would go in, and we would just have a great time. Fire Red. I remember beating him with a blast burn and destroying his fucking Blastoise with one hit, and then he turns it off because he's a little bitch. Yeah,
right now, by the way, he's like, fuck this episode.
Exactly, but like it just brings back great memories, and that was our version of co-op. And now our version of co-op was obviously playing games together online with our friends, whether on the couch or online through PlayStation or Xbox, and using the subscriptions. Me and App, played Gears, we played Halo together. This is something we've always wanted, probably for other games. It wasn't necessary, no, sure, but we could always battle. Now you can have a full-blown fucking adventure with your friends, like you could do in Halo, like you do in COD, like you could do in just about any really like big multiplayer franchise. Like that 5. Sure, exactly, perfect. Another great example, Grand Theft Auto 5. Like that was huge when they went that route. When you can finally like play with your friends online. And like you said, like this is frustrating. Why we're all in the wild area? Why can't we just see our, like, even if we can't travel together, why can't we just see each other? Yeah. Like, come on. Now it's a reality. Obviously, I don't want the rug to be pulled from under me because I have trust issues. Like, I don't know, is this real? Are we sure this is real? But looks like it's fucking real. Like we're like 99% sure it's real. That 0.1% is the rug being pulled from under me the day of release. Like, oh, you have to unlock it, or it's not really ready. It's gonna be like No Man's Lie. Where like, you can meet your friends in No Man's Sky at some point.
Well,
not really.
Frankie, it's funny you mentioned this because Anthony talked about this a little in his video, and it is something that went through my mind because now I will say Pokemon deserves a lot of slack because of Legends Arceus being so amazing.
Okay.
I was like probably the greatest Pokemon game ever made. There is a worry that the co-op, I don't think they'll do this because they didn't do it in Sword and Shield, but I am a little worried that they might lock it behind getting the same version. I don't think that's going to be the case because that would be a massive PR disaster. Not that Pokemon really cares about that kind of stuff with the national decks, but it's just something to be aware of. Like they make 2 different games. The games will have seemingly sort of different characters potentially. I mean, they did that before with like gym leaders and shit, but never with different professors, different legendaries. So will the co-op be stuck behind? Well, everybody has to have the same game.
So that was one of the comments I wanted to make, and I'm thinking more about it now after you said that, because that the part we saw where he's trading Pokemon, it could be either it's with someone from the internet in the world somewhere, or he's trading from a player who's in his game, right? And I'm wondering, how far can you separate from your teammates? Are you able to just explore the whole map on your own while your team is on another part of the map? They did show the 4 players meet up and then they all went in their own direction.
Yeah.
So that if that is the case, cool. if they don't lock it behind the, you have to have the same game and you can use whatever game you want. To me, that would mean if you're sharing cutscenes, it'll be the same cutscene except your version will show this thing and your version will show that thing.
Yeah.
And that could also potentially mean there won't be any gym differences like there was in Sword and Shield.
Right.
Or what was it? Was it gyms or leaders? It was both, right?
Yeah.
Did one game
Yes.
have fighting, one had ghosts, and yeah. So
Mhm.
I don't think we'll see that this time. I think it'll just be like when you battle the legendary, your teammates will still do damage to your legendary, but they'll see the different one on their end.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I guess we could. I mean, we'll probably do more episodes about these games specifically when they, whenever they do like the next full Pokemon Direct, which I'm now super excited for because like I want to know if there's going to be more Legends games. Like, I love that it's so clear after Arceus, like they are digging super heavy into Pokemon lore, and now they're talking about time travel and like Pokemon Fusion, and there's just a lot of exciting stuff that we've been begging for years. Like, there's so much here. Why don't you use it? And now they're finally doing that. Yeah, I think that you probably will be able to be in completely different areas of the map, just because that seemed like the way they made it look.
Right.
One thing that would be cool, and I don't think Game Freak is as lazy as other people scream at them for potentially being.
Anthony definitely thinks they're lazy.
it would be cool, since there are going to be two different professors in addition to two different legendaries, which that's usually always the case. It would be cool. I don't know if this is me being greedy, if they made 8 different gyms for each version, so that the two games were actually like, if you want to sell a double pack,
Yeah.
and you tell me that like the games aren't just different professor, different legendary, it's actually like these 8 gyms or however many they decide to do, or if they sort of tweak it a little bit. But if you tell me that those are all different too, like plus a different legendary, like now I kind of feel like I gotta play both.
Yeah, but the issue with that's like the argument for that is like, why not just put it in one game, which would be annoying.
Yeah, Arceus was really a unicorn. Like,
yeah, right?
I still can't believe that they only made one singular Pokemon game.
Yeah.
I'm excited
they
to
love
play
those double packs.
I'm excited to play, but I'm scared because it's probably going to consume my life until probably November.
Totally. It's amazingly addictive. Yeah.
Dude, I just want to say, like, this has been like a weird full calendar year and a few months, because maybe more so for me, because I started collecting Pokemon stuff again after, playing Sword and Shield.
Dude, same.
After getting the Switch from my fiance, after you guys convinced her pretty much to get it for me, or at least she asked for your guys' help, and obviously, getting Sword was a priority for me. Like, I have to try this. I have to do it. It's on here for a reason. I did it, and it eventually led for me to getting Pokemon cards again. So like, it's like this is gonna be my return, fully committed to Pokemon, and probably gonna go well into my 40s. And if I ever have kids, they're never gonna play, because it's gonna be all for me. This is all for me. This is all for me. I don't want kids for this
time, damn it.
But also, this is a reason why I don't want kids, because I want this all for me. I'm selfish, damn it. They are not gonna touch my cards. They're not gonna touch my collection. Pokemon for life. But yes,
that's when they sell you the double pack, so you keep one and your kid gets the other version.
That's a good
kids
point.
Can fight over the one other version.
Because I have a friend with kids, and he gives them the Switch Lite, and he gives them the other version of the game, and he trades with his son and everything.
Also, that's very expensive. More for me. Fuck that. But yeah,
should we talk about the legendaries?
Yes. So that was my next thing. Was like legendaries. We touched based upon this in the last podcast. Which game were we gonna pick? Was it gonna be because of the legendaries? Was it because of that, or like the exclusives? For me, it's gonna be like what's in Scarlet, what's in Violet, as we kind of touch base. Like we saw Bagon and Tyranitar's pre-evolutions getting traded. So most likely there are going to be gen exclusives, which sucks. Generational exclusive Pokemon, whatever it is.
Been doing it for 25 years. Man.
Yeah, it sucks. It is what it is. But like, we wish they could have broken the mold. At least I wish they would have breaking that. But I think I'll go again with the gen exclusives, whichever Pokemon that I like. I'm gonna go with that. However, these new legendaries are pretty fucking sick. Like I can't lie, that futuristic in the past, like that's such a great idea.
These are
It
two
makes
of the
so
best designed legendaries in a while.
very chaotic, but also tamed. I don't know. It's just a chef's kiss. I'll give
Yeah,
it. I'm gonna give him a chef's kiss.
they nailed it. They nailed it. Yeah, what do you think, Anthony? You had some thoughts on the legendaries.
Yeah. Earlier I messaged you guys about the possibility of riding on legendary.
Yeah,
Yes.
Transformers.
I'm gonna say yes to that, and I want you still have the website open?
Yes.
What are the two names?
Coridian and Meridian.
Either
Coradon?
Coradon and Miradon or Coradi. I don't know. Something
Or let me go, where is it?
Harley Davidson and Hyundai.
or Coridon.
Yeah, Coridon and Maridon.
Or Meridian. I thought it was Meridian.
Like,
No, I think what
Maridon.
Anthony's getting at is that you would ride on the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Coridon and Maridon. Mirage.
Dude, they look so cool.
Because
God.
we had rideable Pokemon in the past.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them has freaking jet turbines, the other one has wheels. So like,
yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, he's got like a wheel in his chest coming. Yeah, like this is so interesting. Oh.
And another reason why I say that is because it is a full open world, and we see a lot of open areas, and it's got to be a way to travel those areas pretty quickly. You may get a bike, you may get to fly from one spot to another, or you can ride on the back of a fucking lizard thing.
Well, that would be pretty late in the game, though, unless they change the formula even more.
Well, remember,
access to legendary soon.
Omega and Alpha, you could ride on the back of Latios and Latios, and that was like almost like halfway towards the end of the game.
That was really cool. So that's actually one of the things I wanted to bring up, because for the last two-ish games, we have not had any mythical Pokemon. They were not really in Sword and Shield, even in the like DLC raids.
They were like distributions.
Yeah, and we well, I don't want to give too much away about Arceus, but it's like iffy if you want to include that, given the time that it takes place in. I'm excited to see the return of mythical Pokemon, because it's been a few years. Based on these two legendary designs, which look just so badass. I mean, I'm trying to like think back to like the generation that I mean, the first one that comes to mind is Ruby and Sapphire. I can't remember liking the two legendary designs this much to the point where I don't know which game to get. Like usually I'm like, oh, that dog has a sword in its mouth. Sick. That's the one I want. Like, I don't know. I mean, at first I was going for Coridon because it just looked like so majestic. But then this like Cyber Dragon looking one is like, oh man, I don't know. They're both so cool. I want both of them.
Same. I may have to get a double. I might just have to get a double pack because of how like awesome these two look. And also, I just want to stare at the professors. They know what they were doing.
So I think the purple one is clearly going to be at least part electric.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know about the red one. Like I don't
electric
dragon. Ground. They were in the water, like out in the water. So maybe water and electric, and maybe water and like ground.
Yeah, they did show like going through like a cavern type of thing.
Maybe like maybe this could be like the first two, like where they counter like their weaknesses in a way.
Yeah, like Kyogre and
Kyogre, because they counter each other.
These do kind of look like they could be like an old, I mean, somewhat related to Groudon and somewhat related to Kyogre, just given the color.
Or Rayquaza, or some like,
especially the future one, the cyber one, because that's clearly a primal Kyogre like color scheme.
Yeah,
with the yellow and the purplish blue and everything.
Sure, maybe maybe Primal makes a return, but I'm thinking more like Rayquaza. That's a legendary that was kind of like, it looks like a lizard, but was definitely a dragon and could fly. I don't know. I'm excited. Hopefully, there's a mystery behind all this too. Usually there is, man. But I don't. It's never really comprehensive or anything like.
Nah, man. When you play Arceus, you'll see they're going into that direction of like taking the story. Dude, Arceus is such a story heavy game. Like, there's a lot you got to be paying attention to. There's like different character relationships. I I really hope that they continue that. Like, I hope that Legends becomes its own thing so that we don't get just stuck with only getting remakes, because eventually they're going to run out.
Right.
But if they continue like the story quality of Arceus, which is like right up there with Black and White, dude, this game's going to be so sick, especially given that these two legendaries look like they're from different points in time, which
here's what it is, right? The one on the left, the fire one, the red one, that's the beast that Obi-Wan was riding in the back of to kill Grievous. And the one on the right is like a robot version of it that was made by the droids or some shit.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But these things look so cool, man.
They are very cool.
They really do. I mean, it's interesting too. Like we talked about the fact that, well, I guess for me and Frankie, Pokemon Sword was the first like real dive back in. I went back and played some of the old DS games, but like Anthony had been like keeping up with literally every single game that came out.
Yeah, you're a diehard man.
So this is just like really exciting. Like this is the first mainline game in 3 years.
Dude, I told my coworker about it, and he was like, he hasn't played Pokemon for years, and I told him it's co-op, and he's like, what? He's like, what?
Real?
What? Like, this is stuff we probably would have wanted as kids, and at some point said we wanted as kids.
I'm telling you, man.
So I'm like,
also we should talk about the graphics. They look really good.
Yeah,
let's touch on it real quick. People that comes in here and you want to talk about the textures on trees, take that shit to Nintendo and tell them to make a better system. I don't know what to tell you. It's not Pokemon's fault that they're stuck on shitty hardware.
They're stuck on 720.
I think I made that same point on my video where it's like, this isn't Xbox and PS5. Okay, people.
Yeah, for real. Like, just stop. Just stop. If honestly, like I was watching this footage and I'm like, because I already know there's always haters no matter what Game Freak does. They could let the fans make the game and people would still shit all over it. They could put every single region in the game and people would still find a way to complain.
Yeah.
If you're watching this footage and you're still complaining, I think you got to stop playing Pokemon.
Yeah, you're right.
Because like, I don't know what else you're looking for. Maybe you need to come back when the Switch Pro comes out in a few years. Like, graphically, this looks like they are pushing the Switch, which by the way, Pokemon has to individually render like at least 400 to 600 characters, Pokemon, specifically Pokemon characters, not even including the NPCs. They have to render those for the game. So that's pretty demanding on hardware, especially graphically.
Yeah.
But these games look beautiful. I mean, to me, I think, but I'm always comparing them to other Pokemon games. I don't compare Pokemon to fucking like NBA 2K on next gen hardware. Like, comparing it to Pokemon.
I feel like it's not fair. You're right. It's not fair to compare. And it plus even then, like obviously it being better than the last game, it's not a very big threshold to cross or to pass. It's not a big goal to achieve. It's pretty easy. But it can become easier when given the budget and the technology that if given, they can make it better. But obviously that's not the case. You got to bring it up to Nintendo, as you said. However, I don't want to get too much into this because it's coming, and I already did say it in our chat. I just still wish there were some voice acting. It's like it's like, dude, come on.
I agree with you on that one.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Okay. But it would take like 5 years to make a Pokemon game if they had voice acting.
I disagree. I don't think so.
That would be every massive AAA game. Breath of the Wild has like 3 lines of dialogue, and that game takes forever to make a sequel, and they're using half of the map is exactly the same as the first game. There is no way for what is basically a yearly franchise at this point. There is no way for Pokemon to come out every year and have voice acting.
I don't know, man. I disagree.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It takes way too long, dude. Okay, not even like as in-depth as Red Dead Redemption 2, but that game took 8 years. Voice acting takes a long time. MLB The Show replaced the announcers recently for the newest game. They started recording the voice lines 5 years ago. it takes forever.
But even then, Chris, like you said, it takes forever. But like if you start at a certain point, like then you just start recycling some dialogue, and even then, it's just like.
But then people they're gonna complain about that.
No, fuck that. That's fine. No, that's fine. Let them complain. They've been complaining about graphics. Dialogue. They've been complaining about graphics all these years. They're gonna continue to complain about it until they get a better system. So that's it. That's it. Complaining about a dialogue, like once you get it, they're going to complain about it because nothing will ever be good for anybody in any fan base. They're always going to want a better voice actor. They're always going to want a better system or graphics or something. But at least just give me, because they could do it. Hold on 1 second. They could do it for the animated series on YouTube. And that's a terrible tease because like it just gives you like the voice actor for Leon on the YouTube series or like the little shorts that they do would be perfect. And the guy who did Rose would be perfect. You mean to tell me they're not available, or you can't at least make an attempt to just give me or give us a little bit of voice acting? I get it might take some time, but you had 3 years. In that 3 years, 3 years they could have done that. The moment you start,
they made another game during that time. I'll make this point.
I'll do the halfway point in that. Give me some voice lines for like major cutscenes, and if not, give me more Pokemons that say their name. Because Pikachu was the only one, and they removed it for Arceus, so Pikachu no longer says his name. But
damn it, spoiler!
You know why? Because people complained. That's why they got rid of it.
Oh, really?
They took it out because people said it's weird that Pikachu says its name, so they took it out.
Yeah, it's fucking Pikachu. Why is that?
It's a mascot.
That was so.
That's like if Mario loses his voice. It's like how is it?
Yeah, he stopped saying Wahoo. I mean, he never used to say Wahoo. He was just fucking 8-bit. Yeah. But like, that's the thing. Like, look at that. Like, it went for a little bit. You know, he had a voice, and he still does have a voice. I'm not gonna say a little bit. He's had a voice for who knows how long. Because before he didn't. So like,
how often do Mario games come out? How often? At
one point, they were coming out pretty frequently.
Story-driven Mario games. How often do those come out? How old is Mario Odyssey?
I don't know, like
I mean, come on, bro. Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild, Metroid. How long have you been working on that? Bayonetta 3, dude. This shit takes.
Nintendo has $1 billion IP. It's $1 billion IP. You mean to tell me you can't fix the budget to continue to do this? Because again,
the games are such a small part of that budget. Pokemon does everything.
You can increase it. Like add it. Like I know it's easier.
Bro, we have no idea how these companies work.
We don't. You're right, but that's an issue in itself. Like Anthony made a good point. Call of Duty, all these big budget games, and they're not even. They don't touch anywhere the IP does a Pokemon.
Call of Duty doesn't have TV shows and movies and card games and plushie toys to peddle out.
But that's that's the money. That's when the money's coming in, man.
But that'd also be a different team that'll handle those things and not so much the game thing.
Like, I mean, potential's still there. We're gonna pick this up at a later time and date. Thank you everybody for joining us. This was great. This is a passionate conversation. I love it. Let's do it again real soon, boys. Say goodbye, Chris, Anthony.
Yeah. Look, goodbye, everybody. Look, you don't grow out of Pokemon. You grow up with Pokemon. Okay, that's the way it works.
Goddamn right.
Lechonk for president.
Lechonk all day, baby.
All day, every day.